Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we deep dive into a new health topic each week. Today, we're going to be exploring artery health.
Okay.
And we're really trying to get to the bottom of what is plaque, why is it such a concern, and are there any foods that can support artery health?
The food that we eat can have a significant impact on our arteries.
Right.
So let's understand what plaque is and why it's a problem.
So I think a good way to visualize this is to think about our arteries as like a highway system within our body.
Yeah.
Right? And it's responsible for transporting all these vital nutrients and oxygen to different parts of the body. And plaque is sort of like this buildup of substances that can kind of clog up those highways.
That's a great analogy. Plaque is a sticky mixture of calcium, protein, and cholesterol. It accumulates in our arteries, and as this gunk hardens, it narrows the passageways
Yeah.
and impedes blood flow, and this can lead to some serious health problems. And what's even more interesting is that the calcium in this plaque could be from biofilms. These are colonies of microbes. They create these little calcium igloos, if you will,
Oh, wow.
to protect themselves.
That's kind of freaky.
Yeah. So it's like little communities just living.
Living rent-free
Yeah.
in our arteries. That's wild. So why does plaque tend to build up in certain areas more than others?
Plaque typically builds up on rough or damaged areas in the artery. So imagine like potholes on that highway. Smooth, undamaged surfaces are less susceptible.
Okay.
But where there's damage, that's where it's going to start to accumulate.
So what causes the damage to the arteries in the first place? Like what creates those potholes?
High sugar intake,
Okay.
diabetes,
Makes sense.
inflammation, omega-6 fatty acids, junk food,
Right.
alcohol.
Yeah, so it's like all the stuff that we already know isn't good for us.
Yeah,
It's just a different way of looking at it. It's like, okay, this is actually what it's doing.
exactly.
It's creating those potholes for the plaque to build up on. Okay, so we talk about cholesterol a lot, right? Like, how does cholesterol play into all of this?
We need cholesterol.
Yeah?
It's important. It makes up our cell membranes.
Right.
It's involved in hormone production.
Mm-hmm.
But not all cholesterol is created equal.
Right.
And there's one type called LDL cholesterol,
Okay.
especially the small, dense kind that is implicated in this plaque development.
Okay. So it's not just about how much cholesterol we have, but what kind we have.
Exactly, exactly. And cholesterol is not just floating around in your blood. It's carried by proteins, like passengers on a bus.
Okay.
And a high sugar, high carb diet
Yep.
is linked to this type of LDL cholesterol.
Okay. So the food that we eat is really impacting like how that cholesterol is behaving
Exactly.
within our bodies. Interesting. So let's talk about some foods that can actually help,
Yes.
can actually prevent this plaque buildup, maybe even reverse it.
Yes. So let's say we're designing a meal
Okay.
that supports artery health.
Okay. I'm in.
I would say, first off,
Okay.
we need a good source of omega-3 fatty acids.
All right. So when I think omega-3s, I think like salmon.
Wild-caught salmon. Excellent choice.
Okay. Wild caught.
Yeah.
Why wild caught? What's so special about wild caught salmon?
Well, it's packed with omega-3 fatty acids.
Okay.
It's a good source of protein
Mm.
and other nutrients.
Yeah.
And omega-3s
Yeah.
are known to support the arteries, the heart muscle,
Mm.
reduce inflammation, potentially lower blood pressure, improve blood flow.
Got it.
So it's a good all-around food.
So salmon is a great starting point for our meal.
Yes.
All right. So we've got our salmon. What else are we having with this meal?
Okay, let's add some sauerkraut.
Ooh, sour.
A true superfood when it comes to artery health.
Really?
Yeah, it's loaded with vitamin C,
Okay.
which is a powerful antioxidant. It protects our arteries from damage.
Right. I love sauerkraut, but I just thought of it as like a tasty condiment.
Yeah. And remember those little biofilms?
Yeah, those little communities.
Vitamin C has been shown to inhibit their formation.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And sauerkraut also has a strong probiotic effect
ah.
from the lactic acid bacteria.
Oh, interesting. So tell me more about these lactic acid bacteria. Like, how do they support artery health?
Well, they're really good for your gut. And there's a strong connection between a healthy gut and a healthy heart.
I've heard of that, the gut-heart connection.
Yeah, so these lactic acid bacteria, they do all sorts of things. They can act as a natural ACE inhibitor, which helps lower blood pressure.
Mm.
They inhibit biofilm formation. They can regulate LDL cholesterol, especially the small, dense kind.
Wow.
So these little guys,
They're like little superheroes
yeah, they're working hard.
in our gut.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So we've got salmon, we've got sauerkraut. What about a salad?
Yes, let's make a big arugula salad.
Arugula, not
Yep.
just like regular lettuce.
No, arugula is superior in this case.
Okay, why is that? What makes arugula so special?
Arugula is a cruciferous vegetable, which is really good for your liver. It's a little bitter, which means it has beneficial compounds in it.
Interesting.
It helps regulate blood sugar. It contains something called DIM, which has been shown to lower biofilms. It's a good source of fiber and potassium,
Okay.
which both support the cardiovascular system.
So lots of benefits to arugula.
Yeah.
All right, so we got our arugula. What are we putting on this salad? What kind of dressing?
A little extra virgin olive oil. Oh,
What
it's
do-
really important.
Olive oil, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a staple of the Mediterranean diet.
Exactly, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah, why is that?
It helps lower blood pressure,
Okay,
and it's full of polyphenols, which are antioxidants that fight inflammation.
got it. So how about a little vinegar? Some apple cider vinegar or something?
Yes, apple cider vinegar or balsamic, both choices.
Okay.
The acetic acid in the vinegar has some properties that are beneficial for artery health.
Like what?
It helps regulate blood sugar and cholesterol. It mobilizes bile salts, and it's anti-inflammatory.
All right, so olive oil, vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
How about some nuts or seeds? Something to give it a little crunch.
Let's add some sunflower seeds.
Okay.
They're a good source of vitamin E, another powerful antioxidant.
Okay, so we got our salmon, we've got our sauerkraut, we've got our salad. What's the final touch here?
Some Parmigiano Reggiano cheese.
Parmesan cheese.
Yes, but it has to be the real deal.
The real deal. What do you mean?
The authentic Parmigiano Reggiano from Italy.
Oh, okay. So not just any Parmesan.
No, not the Americanized version.
What's the difference?
Huge difference. The authentic Parmigiano Reggiano, they use traditional methods. It's aged for a long time.
Okay.
The American version is usually aged for about 10 months.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, so the name Parmesan itself has been the subject of legal battles because true Parmigiano Reggiano has a protected designation of origin.
Huh. I never knew that.
Yeah, it can only be produced in a specific region of Italy using very specific methods.
Wow. So there's like a whole history and a legality to Parmesan cheese?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
So besides all of that, why is this specific Parmigiano Reggiano good for the arteries?
Well, it's got a lot of vitamin K2,
Okay.
which helps direct calcium to our bones and keeps it out of our arteries.
Oh, okay.
It's a great source of protein, and it has probiotics as well.
Oh, wow. So this is like a multifaceted cheese.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so we've really created like a whole meal here.
We have.
It's been really interesting talking about all this, but we have to remember that this is just one perspective, right?
Right. There's lots of information out there.
Right.
And the research is always evolving. It's always a good idea to do your own research and talk to your doctor.
Yeah, make sure this is right for you.
Exactly.
Are there any like areas of research or resources that you recommend people check out if they want to learn more?
Yeah, the gut-heart connection.
Oh, yeah, we touched on that a little bit.
Yeah, that's a fascinating area.
Yeah.
There's a lot of evidence that suggests that the bacteria in our gut play a role in our cardiovascular health.
It's amazing how everything is connected.
It is.
Like the more we learn about the body, the more we realize like how intricate it all is.
It is.
So before we wrap up, is there like one key takeaway that you really want our listeners to remember?
Don't underestimate the power of food.
Okay.
What you eat has a huge impact on your health.
Yeah.
A nutrient-rich diet, lots of plant-based foods,
Mhm.
minimal processed foods, added sugars, unhealthy fats.
Yeah. Makes a big difference.
It does.
Yeah. Well, this has been really eye-opening. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into artery health.
My pleasure.
And for our listeners, if you want to keep learning about all things health, remember to subscribe to our channel, Health Facts.
Absolutely.
We're here to help you on your health journey. Until next time, stay well.